Today's Ask Diana question is about how to deal with a partner who is super jealous. So this is a great topic because it hits on a lot of different things and a lot of things that I think most people have experienced at some point in their lives. So how do you better deal with a partner who is really jealous? I want to talk about this in a few different ways because there are some things about this that could be really problematic and could kind of be a sign that something is wrong and there's some bigger issue here. So sometimes I use being really jealous or manipulative or controlling as a sign that something is wrong and that that person may have more stuff going on, or they may not be in a good place to be a really loving and supportive partner. That can be a sign of bigger problems, right? That can be a sign of a possible abusive partner. That could be a sign of a really narcissistic partner. That can be a sign of a partner who just has a lot of issues with self-esteem, maybe their own kind of trauma that they haven't worked through. So that may be a sign that they are not in a good space to be a good partner for you right now, or maybe ever, right? So that is also a possibility. If somebody is crossing lines and is really overly jealous, and that goes into controlling, that goes into kind of trying to manipulate the situation, that goes into accusing you unfairly, that kind of thing, that's a problem. So those aren't okay things to do, and that kind of signifies a problem. So that is kind of one possible thing that could be going on, that there's more to this, that is an issue. Now that's the case if there's not a reason why they should be upset and jealous, right? If there's not a reason why they should be upset and jealous, but they're reacting all the time no matter what you do because they don't have that control over you, and they're just sort of coming up with all of these different reasons why they're upset at you when there really isn't something going on. If there's something going on, then that's entirely different, right? Like, I had a guy come to me recently and wanting therapy to get through his jealousy issues, and he did have some issues in the past with being overly jealous, but that had come from trauma, and that had come from being lied to, continually lied to. So now he was in a new relationship and he felt like it was all his issues, and he was being overly jealous and overly controlling, and he was being a little bit overly controlling, but his partner was lying to him and was cheating on him and was going behind his back, and he didn't see that. He thought it was only his jealousy issues, and he was trying to deal with that. So there's so many different ways that this could play out. So one, I don't want to discount if this is a problem and help you sort of deal with it and deal with jealousy if maybe that is an issue and they do have a bigger issue. And also, I don't want to discount if someone is doing something that is bringing out that response in you, and that's something that's wrong, right? So if someone's cheating on you or lying to you or continually hiding things or being really secretive, that's also a problem, and that's going to cause some feelings of jealousy and insecurity and uncertainty, right? But there's also a piece of jealousy that I think kind of gets a bad rap. That's like, jealousy can be a really natural feeling when we really care about someone, and you can't completely control someone or feel totally secure in a relationship. So if you're with someone that you really care about and you really value, there are going to be times when you are jealous, when jealousy comes up, and that's more of a normal emotion, and it's a normal reaction, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Where we get into trouble is what you then do with that. So you have that emotion come up. Do you lash out at them? Do you hide it and not say anything and get really passive aggressive or closed off? Do you lash out at yourself? It depends on what you do with that really makes it if it's a problem or not. A really hard thing to do for a lot of people, but I think is most helpful, is to talk about it. So talk to the person about it, and you can kind of make light of it, which I think is an easy way to do it. Kind of say, okay, I know this may sound crazy, but I was kind of jealous when this happened today, or, you know, kind of bring it up in a way that's not accusing them, especially if they did nothing wrong. It's not accusing them, but it's just kind of bringing to light the topic. And then you can talk about it and you can communicate about it. And maybe there are some things that you haven't talked through in your relationship, and some lines that you want to draw, and some boundaries that you want to draw, some expectations that you guys want to make for each other. But maybe it's just talking about it, and maybe you just want some validation that person is with you and that they care about you and there was nothing there. But it's okay to bring that up and talk about it, and that kind of thing should be something that we're able to talk through in healthy relationships. So I would urge you to talk about it as much as you can, you know, bring it up in a way that's going to further conversation and communication and not make the other person defensive. I think that is really helpful. And so on the other, if we flip it the other way, if your partner is continually being jealous and there's nothing there, but you kind of feel like there's definitely more there for them, then bring it up with them. Say, hey, like, it seems like you're kind of jealous. I'm wondering what else is going on with you possibly, or I'm wondering if there's more to that, or what is it about this relationship that makes you feel insecure? Or what is it about, you know, me doing this that makes you feel insecure, and what do you need? And kind of open up the conversation that way. And they could get upset, they could kind of get triggered a little bit by that conversation, but that's something that needs to be had. And if they can't sort of work through that with you and they just keep being angry and lashing out and continually being jealous, then that's a problem, right? That's a problem, and that's something that they probably need some support for and some work through. And then if they never get that, then that's something that you're gonna have to face of, okay, is this worth it for me? Is this something that I want to keep working on, or is this sort of more of a expectation, like, hey, I need you to work through this, I need you to try, I need you to open up, or else I'm not going to be able to continue this relationship. So basically, communication is sort of the key to handling this in every way, being able to open up that and talk about it, because if there is jealousy happening, then that's insecurity, that's I'm feeling vulnerable, I'm feeling uncertain, and let's talk about that, and let's see how we can grow from that. So hopefully you can grow from it, and it can be an experience that brings you closer together and opens up communication more, so the next time it happens, or the next time something happens, you can just talk about it and it's okay. And maybe it opens it up and it's like, oh, whoa, there's way more there than I thought there was. We need support on this, either as a couple or separately or both. So talk about it, try not to run from it, be aware of the warning signs if it is a bigger issue. But if it's not a big, serious issue, then just open it up and be gentle with the other person and yourself, and just talk about it.